Hi, Jim. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, pleasure.
Good stuff. I just thought we have just a bit of a chat, really. Just talk about your experience of being part of the Gold and Silver Club, and just talk about how you found your experience, and just share some of your insights of being part of the community. So, Jim, maybe if you'd like to just start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about who you are and a bit about your background.
Yeah, sure. Well, basically, I'm age 68, would you believe? And basically, I've been in engineering most of my life, and been everything from a quality manager to managing director. At the same time, I've got a property portfolio of buy-to-let properties, mainly in the northwest, and more recently, just got into trading.
Good stuff. And tell us, how did you come across the Gold and Silver Club?
Well, I was at a get-together, sort of regularly monthly meeting, and happened to bump into both yourself and Phil, and we had quite a good chat over a cup of coffee, and I liked the sound of what you were talking about and the manner in which you were sort of carrying out your advice, if you like, to people who join the Gold and Silver Club. So that was the attractive thing, really.
Brilliant. How long have you been with us now? Is it 3 months now? You've been part of the
It's
community?
probably about 2 to 3 months, I would guess, something like that. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. Good stuff, good stuff. So, what I want to do is just find out a little bit more about your experience. You've been with us for it's for a short space of time, but so far you've made a lot of progress, and you are getting some fantastic results, which we will go into very shortly. Let me ask you, what got you interested in trading in the first place?
Well, I've always had a sort of a share portfolio, which, in the words of the prophet, goes up and goes down, and yes, made some money, I suppose, over the years, but largely left it up to stockbrokers and so on, and felt that there had to be a better way, really, as far as that was concerned. But the aspect of perhaps trading with the way which you were looking at it, that had quite an attraction. Um, so listening to you guys talking, I thought that, yeah, that could be really something, once you master it, could substantially improve my income.
Brilliant, brilliant. And with some of the other companies you invested in previously, what was it a good experience? Did they meet your expectations, or was it something you thought, damn, I wish I never got involved in that?
Well, I've been to the odd sort of odd seminars. I suppose no names, no practical, but when you've been to sort of a high-pressured seminar where they want loads and loads of money, and when you actually go, they throw lots of information at you very quickly, and after 2 days say, well, congratulations guys, you're traders. Really didn't sort of wash at all. So I was quite keen to hear sort of how you guys did things, which was different, and what you told me sort of gave me a hope that that would be a good way to go, and certainly I have found that. It's been felt quite comfortable with you guys, and uh, with your advice as which platforms to use, and how to go about the whole thing, really.
Brilliant. That sounds that's good to know. So you completed our course. That was about 2 or 3 months ago. So after completing the workshop, how soon were you implementing the strategies?
Well, basically, obviously, a bit to learn and make sure that you don't get the thing wrong. I think I played around on a demo account for 7 to 10 days, and then with a comparatively small investment, started to work on a live account.
Brilliant, brilliant. And I guess more importantly, how soon were you getting results?
Well, difficult start really, because we had that period where the markets were quite weird. and I think I learnt from that when things are going wild, you mustn't feel you've got to trade every day, and if the conditions are, I think as you guys pointed out to me, a bit grim as far as a lot of news coming through which is going to affect the trading, there is a point that says keep your fingers off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't trade if it's looking dodgy. So there is no compulsion to trade. Only trade when you're comfortable that it's the right situation. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. If it fits in with the strategies you're trading, and you're confident in that trade, then absolutely, yeah, do take it. I guess a lot of traders do fall into the false impression that they must trade every day and they must take a trade. If
So
it's
having got through that, I mean,
yeah,
things
yeah.
having sort of learnt my lesson there, then things changed quite dramatically. Just trying to remember, something like 10 trades out of 13 were successful, and more recently, up to the last few days, the last results predominantly using a couple of your, 2 or 3 of your more simple strategies. The last result was a 8 trades successful out of the last 11, which is virtually a 73% hit rate,
Wow,
which
that's brilliant.
is good. You know.
That's brilliant, and that's you've achieved that all in the last 2 to 3 months, really. That was as
Yeah,
you
indeed. Yeah.
mentioned.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's
Mm.
it's you've
So why didn't I base £5,000 on each bet
Yeah, that would have been bad risk management, but yeah, there you go. Just in terms of the strategies themselves, how easy have you found them to really follow and I guess use them on a day-to-day basis?
Well, let's face it, the whole world, if you are alien to it, not brought up in it, of investing, trading, and what have you, knowing the actual names and symbols for the pairs, and how to get your alerts, and what the market is doing, how you follow all these sort of candles and so on and so forth. Let's face it, it's fiendishly difficult to understand. Your approach to me was, well, yeah, let's start you off with um, 2 or 3 of the more simple strategies, which I've been doing. 2 in particular, I think I've can comfortably say I've mastered is over the top, but quite comfortable with. And those 2 strategies brought the 73% really. So that your help in saying, well, okay, concentrate on these simple strategies first, and your knowledge will improve as you go along. But to get that sort of 73% hit rate so soon was obviously quite encouraging.
Absolutely, I think that's fantastic. That is, and you're only using 2 of our strategies. We have there's many other strategies we have, but the thing you've done, which we really admire, is you've chosen 2 strategies that fit in with your lifestyle, and you really focus on them, and you've got to learn them really well. And now it's you almost come to a stage where you can progress from there and add on some more. And with
I think your tip, I think your tip, incidentally, of placing alerts, which you can come through on a text,
yeah.
it's absolutely brilliant, and sort of automates it a bit of saying, well, you don't have to watch the screen all day. You will get a text when it hits the appropriate entry rate that you're recommending. So yeah, that's great.
No, absolutely. Let's just talk a little bit more about it because uh, a lot of people, when they hear about trading, they think about sitting in front of a computer all day, watching the screens, placing multiple trades. But in reality, the way that the Gold and Silver Club works is we very rarely need to be by a computer. Our systems are automated, and you can trade simply off an alert, and that just comes through to your phone or to your email. You get that, and you could be out and about. You could be maybe at some of your properties. You could be sat on the beach. But as soon as you get that alert, then that's when you log in and you place that trade. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is a major point, and obviously strategies. As I move along, do other strategies. I'm looking to find strategies to go like that because we getting the advice from you. For example, you then set your alert. You then get the text, which can be 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 hours later or whatever, and then you can whistle down to computer, place your trade, and that's done. So you're not sat in front of the screen all day. So that's a big point, big plus.
Brilliant. Just break it down in terms of time. So, in terms of setting up the alerts and placing a trade, on average, what do you think that might take you a day or on a weekly basis?
Well, either late before I go to bed, looking at the various alerts and the points to set the alerts, or first thing in the morning for breakfast, set those so that in the course of the day you'll get advised, assuming that obviously the levels trigger on your on your mobile, and away you go. 10 minutes well, 5 to 10 minutes really to set the alerts, and then 5 minutes, I suppose, really 5, 6 minutes or whatever it is, just to place the trade. And we're not talking about a massive amount of time here. Obviously, if you've got a lot more knowledge, I suppose you can look at the charts in a bit more detail and then take an overall view on some of the more advanced trades, but that's something I've got to look at perhaps for the future.
Brilliant, absolutely. So if anyone had any concerns, for example, if someone's thinking, okay, I've got a full-time job, how do I do this? The system which you're following, that is very straightforward, and anyone really can do it, whether you've got a full-time job or whether you just want to get away from the computer and you want to kind of spend something like 15 minutes a day, making a second income. Yeah, it is definitely possible. In terms of the standout feature or any standout features of the Gold and Silver Club, what is it that you've been part of the community for 2 3 months now? You've obviously seen how things work on the inside. What is it that stands out to you, or you really like best about the Gold and Silver Club?
The main thing I think really with anything is feeling comfortable with the people involved, and when we met is to sit down and chat with you guys. You make a decision as to whether these are guys you want to be involved with, you feel are going to support you, and to your credit you've certainly done that. The other aspect is that of the community, and obviously going to some of your workshops and so on, you get to meet other people who are trading, for example, and people who have had probably quite a lot more experience than you have, and obviously with some of the other guys in the community, they've done spectacular things over a period of time, and some people have done it also pretty quickly. So there's the community aspect and the excellent support and backup and overall friendly approach, I think, really, that gives you comfort when you join the club.
Brilliant. How about the quality of the people within the community? Do you think
Well,
it's a very like-minded, it's a very supportive environment to be in?
Well, I think the aspect with the gold and silver group, if you like, people are very open in sharing their experiences, which allow people in the community to benefit from that. And the experiences are good and experiences are bad. But if, as you've had a learning, for want of a better word, on a particular application, then that's really good because other people get to hear of it and can be warned that they don't make the same mistake. Or in the areas where it's been particularly successful, they can try and emulate that success themselves.
Absolutely. So it is definitely a inspiring group to be around. Super. Talk to us a little bit about how you found the aftercare and the support since you've been a part of the community.
Well, there's the aspects, as I said, the whole thing, when you initially look at it, you think, oh God, it's fiendishly complicated. And what you've basically done is to hold my hand and sort of help me with the simple strategies and so on. So that's been good. You've been able to recommend people, for example, on certain platforms who can give you advice on setting up your accounts and so on. So that's been good. The news feeds that tell us there are various things going on, which mean to me in some cases, well, probably if there are opportunities there, and the other thing, well, yes, the markets look pretty wild, possibly keep your fingers off today. Certainly, so as you say, the webinars, and if you are really stuck, the individual calls and hand-holding, which you give is great to give you the confidence and move forward, basically.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's really good to know. Also, I was going to talk about the money aspect. You get a lot of people thinking, okay, I need a lot of money to get into trading. In terms of, I guess, your own experience, you're starting off on a small account, but you're using compounding to build it up. So, is it correct in saying it doesn't take huge amounts of money to get into trading?
That's true, yes. The way I look at it was just to wet my feet on a demo account for a short period of time to understand the mechanics of trading. Important that you understand what the hell you're doing. And that was quite useful. Then I started off with a comparatively small pot of money, just a few £100 really, to get moving. And then obviously when you see you're successful, you've got a good success rate, then in a position to place larger amounts, and then obviously um, your recommendations are not to risk more than a particular percentage of your pot, which is a good thing. But if I carry on, for example, with a 73% success rate, then the compounding of all the successful trades, and then your percentage that you would risk on an individual trade obviously goes up as your pot goes up. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah,
But no, not you can trade very small with very small amounts of money with some of the platforms that you're recommending.
absolutely. Um, okay. If there was anyone out there who's probably thinking about joining the Golden Silver Club and they weren't unsure, what would be your advice to them?
Well, what I did is obviously we had a good chat. I like the sound of what you were talking about and the carrying out your advice to people who join the Gold and Silver Club. And based on that, I thought, yeah, fine, let's go ahead and join.
Brilliant. And in terms of, I guess the way we tend to work, we're open, we're very transparent. We know our strategies, they work, they get our traders results. So we have one of the highest success rates in the industry. So Jim, I'm sure you can vouch for that. You've seen there's many traders who you've seen in the community who've fairly new and the results they're getting. I mean, what is it that you've seen on the inside?
Um, well, yes, I think it's good. As I said before, the strength of the community, the strength of your guys' advice, transparency is very important. One's obviously got to have the understanding that if you are trading, you're going to make some mistakes, or you're going to have some trades which are going to fail. But if you are at taking the last lot of mine at 73%, then you will certainly make money. So that's good news. And hand holding and so on and so forth. If we compare it with, I think, some of the other uh, organisations, they don't give anything like the same support, or they'll throw it at you very quickly, and you'll need a mortgage to pay for
Yeah.
what may not be, what certainly hasn't with some other situations I've seen, a good way to train people accordingly.
Brilliant, Jim. So, are you glad you joined the Golden Silver Club? Do you think you made the right choice?
Oh, absolutely, yes, and I see it as an ongoing relationship, which is good. And obviously, there are times when I've got more time to spend on it than others, and looking forward to make a success of it, and compounding up the account and looking to look back on it and say, well, Christ, that's a good thing, and something you can go on without spending masses and masses of time on it and watching screens all day and every day to get the results. It's with the simple strategies initially have been successful for me.
Super, Jim. You're doing fantastic. You've been with us for a very short period of time, and already your success rate's been 73%. This month alone, it's been is it 8 winning trades out of 11? So far, that's just it's fantastic, and we've got 2 more weeks to go. So let's see how much more success you get there.
Yes. Yeah. Just
But
a quick thing, which is advice I can't remember, came from one of these American guys, and one of the better ones of tips for your success. Really sort of try and focus on one strategy at a time, master it, keep doing it, and then master another strategy. Make sure you've got it sorted out, and then just sort of like rinse and repeat. I think the
that's
problem is that if you have so much thrown at you at once, you get overwhelmed. This one, I must do 5 strategies all at once, and you fall flat on your face. So my view was to take the one particular strategy, master it, then move on to another one, master that, and so on. So don't try and do everything at once, but try and do one thing first, get it sorted, get it mastered, run with it, and sort of rinse and repeat, really. So that was sort of advice which you know, focus on one thing, set time to do it, take the action, and be successful sort of that way by focusing, really, I suppose.
Jim, yeah, that's fantastic advice, and it actually works as well. You lead by example, and you're showing that being focused, doing one thing and doing it well gets you results, and you're doing it. So good stuff, brilliant, Jim. Thank you so much for joining me today and really sharing your insights with me, and it's really good to hear how you're getting on, how you've progressed as well. There's so many objections people come up with. People talk about age or think about haven't got the time, haven't got the money, and you've really, you're a fine example that if you really want to make a success of something, you can do it, and it's not really about all those excuses. It's actually just taking action, taking commitment, and getting on with it.
Yes, I mean, age isn't an issue. Sorry, what were we talking about? I'm joking. um, so basically, yeah, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and thanks very much for your help and Phil's help. It's been much appreciated.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jim. Thanks.
Okay, my pleasure.